I think every entrepreneur has to have some amount of blind faith in creating something that doesn't exist and ignoring everyone around you telling you that you might be crazy. I definitely experienced that. Everyone that I knew from the agency world saw startups as companies with no money. So the traditional approach to we charge for time, we make profit, and that's how you have a business doesn't apply in that scenario in the same direct way. So, my vision was that there was an opportunity to take an approach with early stage companies that was the same sort of process, philosophy, and quality that bigger companies employ to better the chances of success. And if we invested in helping to grow those companies, we would grow as well, which seems pretty simple in hindsight, but at the time, everyone told me I was nuts. I also saw a model where partnership was a really core piece of it. So it wasn't about just charging for time and making fees. It was about tying our success to their success. Because if we actually knew what we were doing, we would win, far beyond what we could make in fees. And I think having worked with, I'm an entrepreneur whose clients are entrepreneurs. So I've been exposed to, I really just live in that world at this point, and I thrive on it. And I've met so many people that what they're setting out to do and what it looks like from the outside is a fraction of where they're going. And what I always say to founders when I meet them, they're like, oh, so did you look at our website? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not going to believe that that's actually the story. So like, what are you doing? And as soon as they start talking, there's this really interesting moment of like, now I get it. And you see that what from the outside might look like, oh, you have a nice little e-commerce business or you just made an app. The actual plan is something far bigger. And I think to the idea of thinking big and starting small, there's a huge vision, but you can't build that all at once. And you can't tell that story before you've even proven that you've earned the right to get into the market. So I think what people who are successful do is say, here's where we're going, here's the goal, and then here's the first thing that we're going to put out there that proves that we're the right people to get there. And there's a really fascinating dynamic between public perception and the private story. And we wind up in a really, I think, privileged position to hear those private stories and ultimately build a brand and an experience knowing the future and building and helping them kind of define a path to get there.